In this video, we would go through a speaking checklist for the independent tasks for the speaking section for TOEFL. So, how do we understand whether whatever we are speaking is correct or not, and whether we would get a good score or not? So, we should understand the concept of self-evaluation, and for that, we need to understand the scoring criteria or evaluation parameters as well. So although the sample responses are helpful, where I would listen to the responses of other people and I would understand how they're graded, but still you may have some trouble analyzing and grading your own responses. So we should use a speaking checklist for all our responses, where we can ask ourselves, and wherever we are lacking, and we can analyze our weaknesses and we can work on those areas to achieve a target score. So let's understand how to do it. The step one is you will first have to record your response. Then you would listen back to your response using your checklist. Then you would take all the parameters in your checklist as per your response. After finishing the checklist, you should choose one part of your speaking where you need to improve. Then once you've understood the concept, or you've understood where you've gone wrong and you are determined to work on it, try the same question again, this time focusing on your weakness, and re-record and see whether you've improved or not. Now let's go through the speaking checklist. In this, my first question would be, did I speak for 42 to 45 seconds? Because it's important that your answer is within 45 seconds. It cannot cross 45 seconds because the timer would be turned off, and it cannot it should not be less than 42 seconds, because then which means that you have not covered enough information. Your response is a bit shorter than what is expected, and examiner might feel that you've missed some information and give you a low band. Then the next question is you to ask yourself whether your introduction is 12 seconds or less, because if it is lesser than that, then probably you've not completed it. Third point is that, did I have enough time to include a short conclusion, 7 seconds or less? So if you think you just quickly covered in a couple of seconds, you probably missed something, or probably if you think you really made it too long, then maybe you ended up repeating the points that you've already covered in the reasons, and that's where you may go wrong. Did I look at the clock to monitor my time at least twice? That would also help you to understand that whether you are following your time management, whether you are structuring all the parts of your response, and meeting the timelines. The next point is, did I include at least 2 transitional words or phrases? Yes. So linkers are important because that would help the examiner understand how you are connecting your points and your ideas together. And if they are missing, then definitely you would lose points on grammatical accuracy or coherence. Number 6, did I speak at a smooth and even pace for the majority of my response? So your voice modulation is very important. If you think you paused a lot, or probably you went loud and then you went slow, then examiner may lose interest, or he may not be able to cope up with the changes in the pitch of your response. So you have to ensure that it's a smooth and even pace and it's uniform throughout. Then point number 7, did I speak in a natural and conversational tone? It should not appear robotic. You have to give some emotions in your response. That should not be missing. Otherwise it would appear as if you learnt your response and probably you just narrated it. Then the last point is, did I elaborate on the topic with a well-developed personal example or anecdote? So this is the most important point. The content is important. If you think your examples are missing or your reasons are less, then definitely you know the reason why you got a less score. Now, for example, this is how I'm going to mark my checklist. So if I ask myself, did I speak 42 to 45 seconds? No, I only covered 38 seconds. That means I might have missed some important information. Was my introduction 12 seconds or less? Yes, it was. That means I didn't speak a lot. Because if your introduction is too long, that means you probably covered your reasons and details in the introduction itself, which is wrong. So did I have enough time to include a short conclusion? Yes, but I haven't concluded the topic. So that's one area you would know that you need to work on. Did I look at the clock to monitor my time at least twice? No, I haven't checked the timer while speaking, which means I exactly know how much to cover in how much time, and then mostly I will not go wrong with the structure. So, did I include at least two transitional words or phrases? Yes. That means my linkers are in place. So, did I speak at a smooth and even pace? No, my speech rate was high. So, if my speech rate was high, maybe I covered everything, but because I spoke fast, I took less time. So I should have a uniform pace, and as I said, you should not speak in a, you know, in fact, robotic voice. You should speak in a natural way, which has emotions with respect to your personal examples in your response. Then I ask myself, did I speak in a natural tone? Yes. And did I elaborate on the topic? No, examples were not provided, and that could be one of the reasons why my length of the response was less. So based on the checklist, I know which areas to work on. I should ensure that my answer is beyond 42 seconds. Then I should try that I conclude the topic appropriately, and my speech rate shouldn't be high. You know, I should speak smoothly and in a way that it is understandable. Then I should provide examples with each reason that is important. So on the basis of this, that's what I understand about the weakness is that my speaking response should be greater than 42 seconds. So try and include more ideas and examples. Examples and conclusion are necessary. So even simple convincing examples will work. And you know a short conclusion given in using simple words is more than enough. And speaking should be smooth, natural, and conversational. And if you want to work on that, then probably you should do newspaper reading daily. You should read newspaper, and you should record and hear yourself and understand your pace and your speaking style. So you should practice more. That's the key to success. So that's all about the speaking checklist that would help you evaluate your responses on your own and work on your weaknesses towards a high accuracy rate. Thank you.